parents and the children could have fun together.
Please board quickly and safely. Our monorail will be departing momentarily.
Welcome to the My DVC Points podcast. Join the conversation as DVC members share their stories, personal preferences, and magical memories. Your reservation is confirmed. Your fast passes are booked. Pull up on the yellow strap because our journey into the magic of membership is about to begin.
To infinity and beyond.
Now, here's your host and curator of magical stories, Chad Pennycuff.
Welcome home, neighbors, to the My DVC Points podcast. Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at DVCResaleMarket.com. Really, in today's show, we're going to be talking about the Gateway to Discovery Center at Saratoga Springs, but do yourself a huge favor. If you go up there, you're going to be looking at buying direct points and talking with some direct guides. Do yourself a huge favor, head on over to DVC Resale Market and at least go shop what the resale market has for you. How much money could you save if you were to buy that contract on resale? DVC Resale Market is the world's leader in DVC resales. They have more listings than anybody else that's out there. They close more listings than anybody else that's out there. What that tells you is the listings come and go. It's a big revolving door because I think 93% of the contracts sell within 30 days over there. Some kind of statistics along those lines. They literally fly off the shelf, especially if you price them at least at market value and you don't try to get a little bit greedy on that. The contracts move fast. DVCResaleMarket.com. Let them know you heard about them here on the My DVC Points podcast. Now, we're going to be doing a review in today's show. I guess kind of a review / trip report, reflections, thoughts, and in summary, just we're both average everyday members that own quite a few points. I guess, Ron, are we both more than 500 points here?
Yeah, we're over 500.
So maybe we're not average everyday members. Maybe we're a little bit on the larger side of that because I think average is about 150, 200 points is what the typical family ends up buying. But that's just your initial buy-in. That's normally where we have people see that they start. And then once you like the product, you kind of add-on-itis kicks in and you buy more. We've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now. Since 2017 is when I finally bought in. I started researching it as early as 99 and 2000 and then never really pulled the trigger until 2017, mainly because I didn't have a show in a community like this to kind of explain how awesome the product was and get me off the fence. So that's kind of some things that I like doing. But today we're talking about the Gateway to Discovery in Disney Springs. Ron, how would you describe the location of this little facility here?
The location, very central. It's very near the Welcome Center of Disney Springs. So I think the location is pretty good in terms of geographically where it's at in the actual Springs area itself.
Yeah, it's kind of like across the street from Guest Relations.
Yeah, Guest Relations. Yeah, that Welcome Center. Yeah.
So to speak, if you know where that is, Deluxe Burger was just like right across the street from it.
Correct.
It's literally the heart of Disney Springs.
Absolutely.
If you were to come back in east, west, north, south, and kind of find the midpoint, it's pretty close to there. It'd have to be.
It is. Location, I thought, is great. I think once you're in the vicinity of it, you can't miss it. I think they did a pretty darn good job of the advertising of it with the Gateway Destination, whatever the heck the name of it is again that you said.
Gateway to Discovery.
Yeah, to Discovery. I mean, you can't miss it when you're walking by it. You may not know exactly what it is.
There's a big sign out front of it that says free swag. Come on in for free merch or free things. Or
I think they did the right thing by where they put it, for sure.
Yeah, it used to just be they took over the old Alex and Ani storefront.
Right.
So it was just kind of a dog and pony show, meet some people, get some name numbers, and maybe take your stuff and get you connected with a sales guide later. Questions and answers, low-hanging fruit kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Mainly, their whole mission operandus over there is to get your name, contact, database you, build a relationship, and get you an appointment with a sales guide. That's kind of how sales works. I'm not mad at them for being a sales center. I know I bought in and needed to do my research, and that was a beautiful thing. But at the same point in time, it's a sales center.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, right? We talked about the location, but now let's talk about what's behind the curtain, if you will, the wizard behind the curtain. So
yeah, because they're now calling it a member lounge.
Correct.
Right?
They are. And it does have the traits of a member lounge. Now, we've both been there, Chad, so we kind of know what we're talking about with it. For those who aren't aware, you go into, and again, I am not going to knock the initial storefront, let's call it the old Alex and Ani, that you walk into, because it's beautiful in there. They've got digital walls and a lot of different beautiful pictures of resorts and things and what's going on with DVC.
And it's air conditioned and dry.
It's air conditioned and dry because we were in a rainstorm. They were very inviting, just like all DVC sales guides are. Very inviting and very friendly, and just it couldn't have been nicer. We met there, but we walked in separately. When I got there with Jackie and my two granddaughters, in literally a deluge of rain, it was a downpour. I mean, they were like, "Can I get you a towel?" They were exactly what you would expect. And then, of course, I let them know we were there to check out the new lounge. I used the word lounge. They reiterated, "Oh, yeah, it's the new lounge." Then we went through the process of getting there, which I found to be quite unique. And I'm going to let you share a little bit, Chad, about what your thoughts are on that, about how you actually have to leave the building to go.
Yeah, you've got to go outside the building. So if it's raining, it's more rain, but it's not a long walk, but there's nothing there's no overhead protection anyplace. You're going outside back through the elements, and then you're coming into an elevator. You can get into the elevator by just hitting the button, but then in order to make it go up, there's this secret code that DVC members Avengers top secret stuff here. They don't even badge in and get you up there. That's how I think they would do it. But they're like, "Oh, no. They stand right in front of the buttons and go, I got to hit the code." And it's like, what is this? Up, down, left, right, up, down, whatever. It was weird. There was another couple in the elevator with me that looks over at them, and they were like, we all had this raised eyebrow look going, did they really just kind of try to hide the elevator thing here? We all try to sneak back up in here later and I'm going nab an Oreo or something on the down low. Are you kidding me?
I need more pretzels.
Yeah.
Same thing. So we had another couple with us. It's funny where you walk in the main door, that faces the whatever you call it, the street of Disney Springs, the concourse. And then when you're going to the elevator, it's almost like this top secret. You got to go out the side door, right? You're not going out the main door again. It's out the side door. It's in a little kind of alcove that the elevator's at the end of.
Right?
Yeah, you're going like a back alley. It's like an
element to it.
It gives me a speakeasy vibe. I'm like, we're going to the new lounge. We're going down to the Enzo's Hideaway. Where are we going here? Right?
Well, I'm just glad somebody knew how to do the secret knock and all this, and I didn't have to have a cheat handshake code, and code word and talk to the bouncers, right?
Was that Nintendo with my kids? So they used the cheat codes to try to get extra lives or something. That's what's going on. But anyway, the elevator takes you up. It's almost like a TARDIS type feeling. If you're a Doctor Who fan, you know what I'm talking about. You get in this little dinky elevator. They take you up to the second story, and then it opens up to this just massively expansive area where there's a lounge area. And
it's nice up there too, Ron.
It's gorgeous. Plenty of seating, sales offices, let's call them what they are, going back to what you were saying.
Yeah. A little glass walls. I feel like I'm back home in Detroit at an auto dealership.
Yeah, that's exactly what it gives you, the vibe.
The sales guys are back there doing their spiels and cutting their deals. You know what I'm saying?
I think I might have heard the phrase, my back's against the wall here a couple times. I don't know. Anybody who's been to a car dealer knows what I'm talking about. But no, and then they actually have a model. We didn't tour it because we had toured it.
Oh, I did.
You did. So they have a model. It's a 2-bedroom, right? Of a Riviera 2-bedroom.
Yeah, it's a 2-bedroom over at Riviera. They have a full 2-bedroom lock-off unit.
It's huge.
Up there. It's huge. It's glorious. It's beautiful. They even had the little mini bows and the fake balconies out there.
Yeah.
I was really impressed at the level of detail that they put into that model in Riviera.
Absolutely.
Really, really impressed, Ron.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's why we're kind of joking about it looking like a back alley and getting up the Wonkavator TARDIS to get up there. And they are calling it a lounge. And the snack game is pretty good. What they have, the animal crackers, the pretzel.
Oh, yeah. It's better than Epcot.
Yeah, it's better than Epcot. They had the freestyle Coke machine. I think they had a hot chocolate machine, things like that.
Yeah, Greg sitting over there.
A lot of actual couches and comfortable chairs. Not like those geometric fusion chairs you had at Epcot there where you're sitting in a triangle chair.
Yeah, it was really high-end, comfortable, luxurious, commercial furniture. Very, very, very kind of homey-like. I could have swore they would have like got a lot of guys up there. I think you even made the comment, if they throw the game up here on Saturday, they'd probably get a lot of guys up here. Why the wives are down at Disney Spring shopping.
Let them shop, throw the football games, throw some college games up there on a Saturday. You're going to fill the joint, put a bar in there. That place is packed.
Yeah. That part was really, really, really nice.
Yeah.
I'm also going to show my DVC nerdiness level here. As they had the slideshow going, Ron, I really got the feels because I've been to all the resorts now. Every single one of them, stayed at them at least twice.
Sure.
I got great family memories of all of them. And every single time when a new resort would come by, it'd just bring back memories of when I was there with my family.
Of course.
It had the feels, okay? They had that dialed in. To be honest, though, Ron, I'd be disappointed if they didn't have that done.
Yeah, it would be out of character if it wasn't that way because everything they do tends to take you to that level where you do get the feels and you do start, it triggers the memories for you. So yeah, they're doing it right. The car dealer thing, it's funny you said that because we had no previous conversation about that, but that was exactly the term that I was going to use. That sales center where you have all the car dealers, the finance guys have their office, which is behind the glass window. Your salesmen have you at the desk out there in the showroom. And then once you start getting serious, you go behind the glass. And that's exactly what they had set up there.
Point charts and everything up there. And tell me how you like to vacation. Yeah, the whole 9 yards, right?
I guess the one thing that's a little bit strange is, it's wide open. Whatever the family that's in there is looking at, you can follow right along on the television because it's right up there for everybody to see. It's not even clouded glass or anything. It's just wide open. One of the families in one of the rooms that were right where we were sitting, they were looking at the Riviera. The next family that was in there had the Poly up there. So you knew what they were interested in or what they were pushing. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, they had the old Poly up there.
Yeah, right.
Because, they were very, very cool about, do you guys have any questions? And we were like, as a matter of fact, we do. What can you tell us about the new tower? Crickets.
Yeah. Crickets. If I had a nickel for everyone who's been asking me that lately, right?
And they pretty much said, you guys will know when we know. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
it's like the email will all go out. And I'm like, I don't know if I buy all of that.
Yeah. We are kind of, I won't say knocking it, but we're emphasizing the fact that it looks very sales center-ish. But at the same time, I can say for the amount of time we sat there, and you even kind of mentioned it when we were sitting there, they were not pushy at all.
No.
They popped over once in the beginning to seat us, and then you met us. They walked you over. I felt like even my last couple times in the Epcot lounge, they were a bit more assertive in trying to get you to have a conversation than they were there. And this one looks like it's more set up for it.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're doing it the right way there.
And I remember the lady came over and she pulls out this big roll of stickers and she starts measuring up at the heights of your granddaughters here. And
sure did.
We're going to go with the arm width. We're going to go with the height. How are we going to do this? And then rips off this 4-foot thing of stickers or 3.5 foot or however tall she was. They measured them on up and then gave them that amount of stickers.
That's right.
And of course, Jackie is like, okay, now that doesn't mean you can go putting those everywhere now.
Exactly. They might want to rethink that because some of that furniture, as you alluded to, is pretty nice and it's going to be covered in stickers. They keep doing that for 4-year-olds.
It goes with the territory, right?
The charm. It's the charm.
Yeah, it's definitely the charm. But they did ask me at least 4 or 5 times, are you sure you don't want to go to a member update? Because I hadn't been over to the Fort Wilderness cabins. So I was like, okay, I have to go physically see a cabin. And I need to come back over and do that. And I didn't get into the whole podcast thing. It's just like, there's no point in that. No. We flew under the radar incognito.
Yeah.
We weren't there YouTubing it and filming and all this other stuff. We were just there taking it in. And then afterwards I said, I really didn't create any content on this. I should probably cover it so that people know that I at least did.
Yeah.
Even now, today, when I go Google it, all I see is the opening day store. I don't find a lot of content being on the upstairs sales center / lounge. I did find one YouTube video on it.
Okay.
So there is one that's out there if you guys want to take a look at it from home before you go up there. I would just tell you, rock the spoiler. Okay. I would just tell you, don't ruin the spoiler. It's nice. Yeah. We've given you enough of the details for you to come back in and see this. We've set the expectations that it's going to be a little salesy orientated and it's not just a lounge. But it is a really great lounge. They're DVC. They're nice people. They're there to build relationships and help sell a timeshare to you, which I got nothing against. As a matter of fact, I'm all for it. I do want you to come back in and do your research like I did in the ad read today and go, hey, this is what it is on direct. What if I buy it on resale? And if I look and see, oh, this is what Riviera is selling on resale now. Do I really want to pay that amount? Because that's like the sticker price. I drove the car off the lot.
Right.
Typically within DVC, that loss will eventually catch up. I don't know what the resale restrictions, if it'll ever catch up to like what it is that you paid for. But we do know they're constantly raising the price of this product. Insane. It just keeps going up and up and up. And historically, if you held on to it about 10 years, you would have gotten your money back from usage, but also in the 10-year time, the points depreciated in number of years, but the value of those remaining years has went up to the point where you could sell the remaining years for about what you paid for it after about 8 to 10 years.
Yep.
No guarantees going forward on this because we don't know what resale restrictions are doing or anything else. So it's a whole new ball of wax with that.
Yeah.
That's definitely having a serious impact on the resale value of these points because your buyer can only stay at Riviera. They can only stay at Fort Wilderness Cabins. They can only stay at Disneyland Hotel. They don't have any other options.
Well, and Chad, we've talked about it. That's probably why there still is such a large amount of Riviera direct points available too, because if you're an educated direct buyer, you understand that if and when that day comes that you're going to want to turn that contract over and sell it, that is going to have that limitation to a potential buyer on the secondary market. If I'm looking at buying direct at Riviera or buying direct at whether it was Grand Floridian when it was available or the new Poly Tower, or, well, Poly Tower is probably a bad example because I don't think they will have the restrictions because it's part of the original association. So they can't really put the restrictions on that. But any of these resorts, including the Disneyland Hotel, which we both own because it has the restrictions attached to it. That's a little bit of a different animal because it's such a unique product and there's such a little DVC inventory in California that I don't think will affect that as badly.
Yeah, they can't drain another swamp and put up another timeshare there.
Right.
They've got that option here in Florida.
Correct.
There they do not. They're landlocked. It is what it is. Their executives really, truly think this is the last DVC resort that they're going to get to build there.
I don't see where they could put anything else. Yeah.
No, it's not looking really, really good for another one there. And they kind of know it.
Yeah.
Disneyland Forward. Okay, I'm not worried about this at all. And I'm going to hold this contract till the day I die. I might sell my other ones, right?
Yeah.
But I'm at least going to hold that one.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a legacy.
Yes, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, and like I said, we get accused of this on occasion, but it's completely not true. To your point, Ron, we both bought a resale restricted resort direct from Disney.
Correct.
We're not opposed to it. I'm opposed to you not doing your research, and I'm opposed to you going in there blind to this factor or you not knowing the implications of this. My whole thing is, look, it's your life and your money. I just want you to make an informed decision about what's best for your family.
Right. Don't get high on the pixie dust while you're in there is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Never buy a contract under the influence of pixie dust. This is a sales center, man. Pixie dust is flowing. Like I told you, I'm seeing all these Alani and Hilton Head and Vero and all of these great memories of being there with my family, as well as Beach Club, Boardwalk, everything, Copper Creek, everything was just rolling by.
It was beautiful. Beautiful. You said that. Oh my God. It's gorgeous. If I didn't own so many points already, I'd be buying more.
Yeah. I mean, Ron, I want more points. I want another 200 points at Disneyland Tower.
So do I.
Because my family loves it and they want to go there for about 5 nights every year in the summer. I need more points if we're going to pull that off every year. I don't have the points.
Yeah. I don't like the transient tax either, though. But that's a whole other story. That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other story. But hey, now that we've been there, we've checked this off the list. We're going to book in an 11-month, the 2-bedroom there.
Oh, yeah.
And then instantly on the 7-month, I'm either going to switch or wait list. Okay.
You betcha.
And I'm good with it. But the other part of it, Ron, again, and I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but when you're looking at your stay, and let's say it was 320 points to stay there in my 5 nights into Disneyland Hotel, when I looked over at switching to the Grand Cal, it was like 350 points.
Right.
So it was 30 points more. And if you value these at $20 a point, you're right there at your transient tax.
You're right, but it's not out of pocket. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's not out of pocket, but it is, but it isn't. Okay. Because points are valuable, right? I mean, and we do these ad reads for DVC resale market all the time. I mean,
Of course.
Hold on. We do these ad reads all the time for DVC rental store. I know my points have a value and there's people that are lined up wanting them. So
Yeah.
if I got to spend another 30 points on this, I know there's an economic cost to it. And it's really easy for me to come back in and look at this and just go, hey, I'm paying the transient tax, but I'm not paying that additional 10% points or 5% or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That kind of equalizes it, the blowout. Now, is Grand Cal a nicer resort? Yes. Is it a better location resort? Yes. But it's still Disney and Disneyland. And there's something to be said for staying at the OG Disneyland Hotel.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that the vibe, while Grand Cal might be a little bit nicer by the terms of amenities and things like that, the OG feel and the vibe you get at the Disneyland Hotel, especially with that new section that they built with the Steamboat Willie splash pad and the pool
there.
And those garden and the palm breeze, man, it's gold. It's gold.
It took me a while, Ron. It took me a while to really start to fall in love with it. But every time I go there, I like it more and more.
Yeah.
I think somebody needs to, do the Doug Squirrel thing on us and pull us back on track here. So yeah, the sales center will get you there, right?
Oh yeah.
They are excellent at what they do, right?
Yeah.
They just know going into it. They are excellent at what they do. Their job is to give you the feels, get you on pixie dust, present you a contract, and it set the stage for add-onitis.
Yep.
Because they know if they don't hook you right there on the spot, the add-onitis is going to grow when you leave.
Oh, yeah.
You go be tuned into my show, the add-onitis is just going to keep growing. They know they'll either get you or the resale will, or you'll just suffer through add-onitis till you take care of it.
Yeah, that seed that they planted is going to grow, whether you like it or not.
It is.
No doubt.
So let me ask you this, Ron.
Yep.
Is it worth dealing with the symptoms of add-onitis to get a little Coke Freestyle and some animal crackers?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I guess I can only answer that for myself. For me, I know that I'm at a comfortable level. Now, I'm not sitting with 150 points or 200 points, right? So I'm in a different mindset. I know that I'm kind of where I need to be right now. If indeed I do want to add on, I'm disciplined and I'm aware enough that I'll know when that's right and when it's going to happen. But for someone who may be a bit more of an impulsive type person, or maybe is in the beginning stages, because let's face it, that add-onitis, while we still have it after being members for a number of years, those first year or two that you're a member, I mean, that's a disease, man.
It's a beast. It's a beast.
Serious, man. If you're in that particular phase, then you might want to caution yourself.
Yeah, because that $5 of Coke Freestyle could end up costing you 30 grand.
50, 60. It depends on what you're looking at. But again, is it worth going in there if you know you can slay the add-onitis beast and not fall under its prey? Yeah, by far.
Yeah, I would highly recommend if you know you're inoculated or the annual due statement is coming out.
Yeah.
You got some add-onitis inoculation coming down the pipe because we all going to get inoculated here in about another month or two, Ron. Come about mid-November, we get the estimates through the social media.
Thanks for the reminder.
And then December, we actually get the email from them and the sticker shock of this is what it costs.
Yeah. But Chad, I mean, even with that being said, I just wanted to bring this up because it was something I thought when I first walked in. It was like I was kind of going into a friend's loft or their loft in the middle of Disney Springs, or their apartment, their condo in the middle of Disney Springs, and hanging out. That's kind of what it felt like with friends.
Yeah, it did.
It's a cool vibe.
Yeah, it's a cool vibe. Ron, maybe I'm just weird, but I like having the conversations with the other DVC members. But of course, but look at what I do. I host conversations with DVC members, but I like just going, hey, where's your home resort? How long have you guys been members? What's some of the favorite places you've been? Just my normal questions. 9 times out of 10, I don't tip the podcaster hat. I just ask the questions and go on.
Yeah.
And I'm to the point now where I'm not even like rocking like my branded gear anymore or anything like that.
Right.
I'm just running in complete cognito, observing, checking it all out, taking my mental notes, and then working it into a show somehow.
Yeah. It's a Disney Springs version of the pool conversations, right? That you have at all the different resorts. That's that's exactly what you're describing.
Yeah, that's it. I would recommend going there. I would just know the add-onitis is real.
Yeah.
You're going into a sales center and they're really good at what they do.
Yeah.
Head on over to DVC Resale Market, get your facts, know what the resale value is, make an educated decision if you're going to pay the premium for direct, which I'm not opposed to. I just
Right.
want you to make an educated decision on that. Come back in and have all of your facts together so you can make a great decision that's 100% consistent with your values
Yes.
and is timed right for your family. That's my thing, right?
Yeah.
Is do that.
Yeah. We just don't want you to be blindsided going in, not knowing that it's a fairly substantial salesy type environment. So as long as you know that going in, you can prepare for it and put the guards up a little bit, if you will.
Yeah. Because if you compare this to the Epcot Lounge or even Starview Station, and Starview Station has full-time guides that are hanging out there, right?
Yeah.
And they're ready to come out and assist you in a moment's notice if you ask a question that in DVC land determines that it needs to go to a guide.
Yep.
Which I'm just like mind blown at that one. I did make it over to the cabins tour, and they grouped me in with another family, and the person doing the dog and pony show of the cabins tour here wouldn't even answer the question, how many points is this a night? So I just spoke up and went, it's roughly 20, give or take, right? Depending on the season, weekends, that kind of a deal. But it's the lowest priced one bedroom in the entire DVC system.
Absolutely.
It's up there at the higher end of the studio cost.
Yeah.
If you were to take this, compare this to a Grand Flow Lakeview studio compared to this, it's probably going to be a little bit less points. I don't know where your home resort is, where you're doing it, but just keep that in mind. You're going to be looking at probably 7 times 20, 140 points for coming in for a week. Yeah. So if you buy the minimum 150, you can pull off a week there once a year, which is not a bad gig. Not a bad gig.
Not bad at all.
And the other thing I will tell everybody as well, because I have been very, very, very harsh on those cabins.
Yeah.
I will tell everybody this. It is a pain in the rear to go tour them. You are going to give up an entire Disney afternoon to get to Fort Wilderness, to get back there and ride the buses and all that other stuff, to go tour a cabin. But if you are the most remotely interested, take the afternoon and go check them out. It is worth going to see over there. I'll have everybody hit the follow, subscribe buttons and all of that kind of stuff, because we will be creating more content on there, and I will do a deeper dive on that subject in a future show. So go ahead and hit the follow, subscribe, and like buttons here. Ron, I think we've pretty much covered this lounge and experience there.
Yeah.
Just know you're getting into a sales center.
Yeah.
But go up there and have a great time, and know that there's like pixie dust and they're really good at what they do. And if you do that, I feel like I have steered you in the right direction, because it's another DVC experience that I'm really shocked that it took me so long to check off the box, given the availability. But at the same point in time, Ron, given the availability, it's like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow.
Exactly. You're there every day, right? You don't have to press it. Like I was only there for the 6 nights, so I had to make sure I got over there if I wanted to check it out.
Yeah, where I can pop over there any point in time.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll go to AMC theaters. I have a little movie subscription thing that gives me 3 movies a week. But a lot of times I'm not rolling in until 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And I think this place is already closed up for the day.
Yeah, I think it was at 8 o'clock or something. They closed. It was pretty early.
I think we were pretty close to closing it, but they didn't rush us out or make us feel bad. They were just standing there twiddling their thumbs at the door, right?
Right. Was that the lights that flickered? Did they flicker the lights? Did they flicker the lights? Just kidding.
No, they were really cool about it. They were really cool.
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah, as usual. Wonderful cast members, wonderful staff. Had a great time talking with them as well.
For sure.
So I think that pretty much wraps up this show, Ron. I want to thank you for coming back yet again for another show. Thank everybody for tuning in and listening. A huge shout out of thanks to our sponsors, DVC Resale Market, DVC Rental Store, and Monera Financial. Huge shout out of thanks to the Patreon members as well. And Ron, thank you for being a Patreon member and your monthly support there. It really helps us offset some of the expenses that come along with this show. All of my trips back to Disney Springs and coming over here and doing research on all of this other kind of fun stuff. When I did the cabins tour over there, I had to go check out the new restaurant that was there so that I'm prepared when we have our next food fight showdown live show where we just get into it. Got to have my research. So Patreon members certainly help make that happen, because let me tell you something. When you live this close to Disney, you don't have vacation budget 365 days of the year.
No.
Those expenses come up. It's nice to have a little bucket that I can pull some cash out of and cover them.
Absolutely.
Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you found something in today's show. that'll help you go out there and plan something magical for your family? If not, get a freestyle Coke and snacks up there and get a little pixie dust because they're dishing it out up there like you wouldn't believe. Gateway to Discovery Lounge, Disney Springs. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, please watch your head and step as you exit, and take small children by the hand.
Aw, chill up, Dad. You know I'll come back. With DVC.
My DVC Points is an unofficial Disney-inspired podcast created by fans of Disney Vacation Club. The thoughts expressed in this podcast are personal opinions and personal experiences. My DVC Points is not affiliated with Disney Vacation Club, the Walt Disney Companies, or any subsidiaries. We encourage listeners to contact their DVC guide or member services for official DVC policies.